Hello everyone, I'm Love here, back again with another Awaken Chaos Era video. So in today's video, I'll be creating a guide on how do we speed farm the Queen of Tides, especially during the Dragon Cup rally or the event. So currently I'm placed like on the second position and there's a lot of people scoring a lot of points here. And these are the current rewards for the Dragon Cup rally, where we'll be able to get the matrices for Haruna, who is one of the legendary heroes who might be helpful for the Rift of Chaos if you don't have other heroes like Grayson to help you in that particular dungeon for the endgame content. Alright, so let me show you the team that I used to speedrun the Queen of Tides. Let's head over there. So I'll be showcasing this team on the Helmo stage 4, and this strategy that I'll be showing you today will also work for all stages from like the normal stage, stage 12, stage 11, stage 10 up to Helmo stage 4. And this one will be depending on how well you have your gears on your account. If you have better gears, then you can achieve you can do even greater difficulty of these Helmo stages. Alright, so let me show you the team. Alright, so this is the team. So this team consists of Antinua, my primary main damage dealer against these water enemies. And then I have 3 supported heroes who are Flarence, Eren, as well as Shane. So currently, Flarence is the only hero that has this leader ability or the aura, which provides 25% resistance to all of her allies. But this one doesn't really matter because we're not trying to evade the negative effect on the boss. And yeah, so let me quickly go over the roles and responsibilities of each hero, starting off with Antinua. So basically, she's the main damage dealer. She can deal a lot of damage with her single target damage. However, her weakness is she does not have any AoE attack to clear off the first and second mobs of crabs in this Queen of Tides. That's where Flarence comes in with a trait that allows her to deal splash damage. So Antinua will be able to do splash damage once she performs 2 ability attacks. And apart from that, Flarence is here to provide bonus attack as well as increase damage taken to the enemy so that they will receive even more damage. And then we have Eren. Eren is there to allow my heroes to do more basic abilities once his rage meter reaches to the max cap. And this one is triggered by whenever the enemies receive a lot of negative effects. And then finally we have Shane. Shane is at the bottom right hand corner of this slot. Basically, she's there to boost up Antinua's damage as well as applying the karma down, something similar to increase damage taken. And all of this will allow Antinua to do massive amount of damage to the boss itself. And for the spells, I'll be using Sundering Purgatory to apply the AoE defense down, and Last Breath in case Flarence gets killed because she's the weakest affinity here. As you notice in this chart, water affinity heroes will deal 50% more damage to fire affinity heroes, which is Flarence here. Alright, so let me show you how this battle works. So at the start of the battle, I have Flarence to go first to apply the increased damage taken and AoE bonus attack, which allows Shane to perform an additional bonus attack to apply the defense down, the better version of defense down, so that my Antinua would be able to do even more damage. And as you notice, whenever these enemies receive a lot of negative effect, you quickly fill up Eren's rage meter, allowing him to trigger everyone's basic ability to do even more attacks to the enemy. And then for the second wave, it will be the same thing, but currently all of our ultimate cooldown is still there. So we need to wait until on the boss wave to have it all replenished or to reset the ultimate skill cooldowns. And as you notice here, for the target priority, you just select the boss itself. You do not need to target the right or left target. This is really important. Okay, so as usual, Flarence will go in with the increased damage taken as well as bonus attack, and Shane to boost up Antinua for more damage, and Eren will trigger everyone's basic ability, and he'll be there to trigger another ultimate again to allow everyone to do even more basic abilities, which allows Antinua to do even more single target damage there. And once it comes to Antinua's turn, you deal a lot of attacks because she got the bonus attack from Antinua as well as more basic abilities from Eren. So this team is really fast, and I think it takes less than 1 minute to complete the run. So let's check out the battle report. So these are the most damaged up is by Antinua, followed by Shane as well as Eren. And then lastly, Flarence. And these are the damage taken because Flarence is the weakest affinity here, and she gets hit by the mob on the second wave. And then this is the healing belt. Basically, she's the healer here. Can heal her allies with the ultimate ability as well as the special ability. Alright, so this is the team on full auto. So I highly recommend you to gear Flarence in a fit set, so she can provide shield to her allies whenever she heals her allies there. But let's say assuming if Antinua wasn't able to do sufficient damage on the boss, then she can use the last breath to revive Flarence to perform the second attack again to wipe out the boss. And then Shane and as well as Eren, you do not need any specific gears, just make them fast, speed tune, so that Flarence will go first. This is really important, she needs to go first to provide the AoE bonus attack, so that when Shane performs his abilities, right, he'll be there to apply the defense down, which allows Antinua to even do more damage before it comes to her turn. And then Eren can go third to trigger all of those basic abilities from his allies. And the most important thing will be Antinua. She needs to be geared in an assassin set to deal even more single target damage to the enemies, especially for the boss. Alright, so let's check out the battle result. So this run took around about 1 minute and 12 seconds. It says the average battle duration is 36 seconds. That one is basically because of currently there's a Queen of Tides double raid, which allows you to do 2 runs using 1 battle. Alright, so let me show you how I build each of these heroes so you can replicate this on your account. And before I show you the heroes, you can also check out the player's formation by clicking on this book. This is the Claris formation for stage 16 or the Helmet stage 4. As you notice, many players are using this team, which includes Eren, Shane, Flarence, as well as Antinua, because this team is one of the fastest teams to clear the Queen of Tides. And if you manage to make your Antinua pretty strong to clear the mobs on the second wave, then you can cut short the time by maybe like 10 seconds. Alright, so this is the first hero that goes first in the team, who is Flarence. So let me show you her overall stats. So she has around about 22,671 health, 437 speed, 120% focus, and 118% resistance. Currently the enemy speed in the Queen of Tides, right, is I think 160 plus speed, 160 around there. So you do not need to have this high amount of speed, just make sure that she goes first in the team. Currently this build is mainly for the Rift of Chaos because I need her to go fast for the particular endgame dungeon. And yeah, so basically you need to prioritize on the speed. I'll go first, then health and defense to become tanky. And then most important thing will be the focus, so that she is able to inflict that increased damage taken to the water enemies there. Then for her gears, currently I'm gearing her in a Fate set. Converts 50% of the healing amount into shield for 2 turns. This one is really useful for all areas in the game because she's a healer, and when she heals her allies, she will be also able to generate a large shield to protect her allies there. And let me quickly go through the gear so you have an idea on what stats to prioritize for each of these equipment. Starting off with the weapon. So this one has some health, focus and speed. Then for the helmet, that has some health, focus, defense, and resistance. And this is the armor with some health, attack, focus, and precision. Then we have the speed boots that has some focus and defense stats. Attack and critical damage as well as critical rate doesn't really help her because she's not a damage dealer. Then we have a health ring. It has a triple roll on speed, critical rate and attack and defense. And finally we have a resistant necklace that has some triple roll on focus and double roll on speed. I chose this necklace because I want the speed to speed tune her to go first in the battle. And ideally this necklace should be health primary stats instead of resistance here. Her glyphs and abilities are all maxed out. She does not have any ascension. If you are able to ascend her, this will provide her with additional health, additional speed, additional defense, as well as additional attack. The 5th ascension is not really that important because she's really good as she is right now. Basically her 5th ascension allows her to restore even more health and allow her allies to do even more splash damage. And currently I do not invest any mastery books in her because of the lack of mastery books that is available in the game unless you can purchase them through the shop. But this one is pretty costly. So this one is more like a free-to-play version. Alright, so this is the first hero. Let's move on to the second hero in the team. And that hero is Shane. Alright, so this is Shane with his magical clock and teleportation. Very nice character animation there. So this is Shane. Basically, he's the supporter hero that provides additional damage to my Antinua. So let's check out his overall stats here. He has around about 30,000 health, 235 speed, his speed 2 to go second in the team. And he's mainly built more towards like a supporter attacker hero role, which has a 99% critical rate, 188% critical damage, and 3,140 attack stats. So this one is mainly used for the guild versus environment content. Alright. And for his gears, currently I'm just gearing him in a revival set as well as a guard set. Guard set is to protect him because he's pretty squishy, and revival set allows him to heal himself every turn. Alright, so let's check out the equipment here, starting off with the weapon. So this weapon has some critical rate, precision, and speed. Precision is mainly used for arena, so this one does not really matter. All you need is you want to build him as like a damage supporter hero, so he can deal some damage to help out with the run. And this is the helmet with some focus. He needs focus to apply the karma down and attack down. Critical rate, critical damage, and precision. And this is the armor. The armor has attack, critical damage, defense, and critical rate. This is a speed boots with some attack percentage, critical rate, plus health and resistance. This is a critical ring with some attack, speed, and focus. And finally, we have an attack necklace with some speed, critical damage, and critical rate. His glyphs and abilities are all maxed out. He doesn't have any ascension. If you have multiple copies of him, you can boost up his attack stats, his defense, speed, as well as health. And if you manage to get him to the 5th ascension, what it does is basically to save his team members from fatal hit. So this one might be useful to prevent like Flarence in this case in the Queen of Tides from getting killed by the Queen of Tides attack, and allows him to restore her health by 30% and removing all negative effects from her. But this one only occurs once per battle. Currently he doesn't have any mastery books, and if you do have mastery books in him, he will provide an aura that amplifies the allies attack by 3%. This one is really useful for endgame content as well as getting a higher score for the guild boss. And then he got a second aura, fortification, that increases all team members' defense by 5%. So this one is really useful for guild boss as well as guild versus environment. Alright, so that's basically Shane. And let's move on to the third hero in the team, which is Eren. Alright, so this is Eren. It's one of the legendary heroes that you can obtain during the Attack on the Titan event. And that was his character animation where he swings around with his 3D maneuver gear. And yeah, so let's check out his overall stats. So he has around about 5,000 attack, 427 speed, over 100% critical rate, and 230% critical damage, and some focus. He's able to apply some random stats down with his basic ability, but that one doesn't really matter because he'll be using his ultimate most of the time. And yeah, so basically you just want to build him fast to go third, as well as build him with some attack and critical damage. Alright, so for his gears, currently I'm gearing him in a mix set, which consists of guard set, warrior set, as well as raider set. Raider set is to provide additional speed, warrior set for additional 15% attack, and guard set is to protect him because he's a pretty squishy damage dealer. Alright, so let's quickly go over the gears, starting off with the weapon. So this is the sword, it has some critical rate, precision, speed, and critical damage. And this is the helmet, with some focus, critical damage, critical rate, and attack. Then this is the armor with some focus, critical damage, attack percentage, and critical rate. This is a speed boot with some attack percentage, critical rate, focus, and resistance. This one is a critical rate ring with double roll and attack, health percentage, speed, and defense. Ideally this defense should be critical damage. And finally, we have an attack necklace with some double roll and agility. Ideally, this one should be rolled into critical damage and or speed stats. And yeah, so that's basically his gears. Currently, there's relics which you can farm from the Rift of Chaos. This will allow you to do even more damage. Like this one, Eren is mostly also used in the guild boss battle. So ideally, you want to gear him in a relic that can provide secondary stat for guild battles, especially for the guild versus environment and the guild boss. His glyphs and abilities are all maxed out. He has 3 ascension, and getting to the 5th ascension, right, what it does is it will allow him to reduce all of the team members cooldown by 1 turn. This one's really good. And yeah, so basically his first ascension provides attack, second ascension is health, third will be speed, fourth will be defense, and fifth will be the reduction of the ultimate skill cooldown. And yeah, so for his masteries, I did not put any mastery books in him because of the lack of mastery books on my account. And if you do have mastery books, basically you can boost up his critical rate by 23%, as well as unlocking all these abilities. For his physique, you can get additional critical damage, more survivability with health and defense, and more attack from this attack boost equal to 100 speed. This one's really good. And yeah, so that's Eren. And let's move on to our MVP hero, who is Antinua, our primary damage dealer for the Queen of Tides. Alright, so this is Antinua. She's one of the OG epic heroes in the game, where she shoots a unicorn, a magical unicorn from her bow that can deal massive amount of damage. And yeah, so that's basically her character animation, and this is her 360-degree character design. And let's check out the stats here. So currently, I prioritize on her attack, critical rate, critical damage, and speed. You just need to give her as much attack and critical damage on her once you achieve the 100% critical rate, and then get at least above 160 speed just to go before the boss, so that you can save some time to cut off the enemy's animation, so you do not need to see the enemy's animation and just wipe them out with her single target abilities as well as her ultimate ability. She does not need any focus or resistance because she's not a debuffer hero. And for her gears, currently I'm gearing her in an assassin set that deals 50% more damage to the main target and have a 50% chance to dealing additional 35% damage. Ideally, you want to gear her in an assassin set as well as a warrior set for 15% more attack, or you can go for raider set in case if you're not able to achieve that speed. So let's quickly go through the gears, starting off with the weapon. We have some health, attack, speed, and critical rate. It's really important to have speed substat in your weapon, boots, necklace, and rings, because this allows you to gear Antinua in attack boots. Okay, so you need to try to get the speed substats for the weapon, and then you can get for the critical rate, attack, as well as critical damage. And then for the helmet, we have some critical rate, attack, and critical damage and focus. This equipment still have some room for improvement, but you just need to find some glyph to improve the attack stats and critical damage stats. Then we have the armor with a double roll on attack, double roll on critical damage, some focus and resistance. And this is the attack boots with some defense, critical damage, and critical rate and focus. This is a attack ring with some speed. Because I choose this ring because of the speed substats to speed tune her to go before the enemy. So that's the reason why I choose this ring. So ideally this ring should be a warrior set, so I can get an additional 50% more attack. For this one, attack ring got speed, critical damage, and critical rate. And finally, we have a attack necklace with some critical rate, speed, health, and critical damage. And this is the relic, the Astro Crest they can farm from the Earthen Titan Rift of Chaos. This one provides 19% attack. Then we got the Astro Grill. This one is a flat stats attack. Ideally, you want to get the percentage attack for more damage output. And this Astro Grill you can farm from the Lava Colossus. And currently I'm not lucky to get any gears for the Sylvan Woodlands. So ideally you want to get attack percentage or critical damage for this one for more damage output. For glyphs, it's all maxed out. Same goes with her abilities. She's fully ascended. And the most important thing is to get the second ascension here. Wait, I think second ascension doesn't really matter. So let me do a quick check. The second ascension allows her to gain the unicorn blessing after 4 rounds of cooldown rather than only at the start of the battle. So this one is useful, but the most useful part will be the ascension to get the 15% attack and additional 5% more attack on the 6th ascension, as well as getting the additional speed to speed tune her so that you do not need to really gear her in the raider side. And for her mastery, she's fully booked. This one is really required in order to do Helmut stage 3 as well as Helmut stage 4, because these two last stages, right, really requires a lot of damage output from your damage dealer. So basically, the physic mastery effect for Antinua will provide 20% critical damage, which is useful. And if you're able to get more speed, then you can translate those speed into an attack boost. Then for her abilities, she will gain 23% critical rate, which allows you to equip her in a critical damage ring or an attack ring. Then the rest will be improving her skills damage output. And finally, her gears basically provides her with additional stats for the weapon head chest and feet, neck, and hands. So that's basically it for Antinua. Alright, so that's the end of my video showcasing this speed farming team for the Queen of Tides, which you can use to speed farm, especially during the Queen of Tides Dragon Cup Rally or the event tournament. And yeah, if you found this video helpful, you can give this video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions regarding on this team, like if you're having some trouble setting up this team, you can post a comment below and I'll answer them as soon as possible. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, you can click on the subscribe button as well as ringing the notification bell so you will not miss any videos that I upload on this video channel. And yeah, so thanks everyone for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!